Hello everyone, this is Ms. Frankie and I am going to be talking a little bit about Lesson 2.2 and showing you how to use the bar models that we discussed in class to solve a problem such as the one listed on this page. The problem says Sam's dog weighs 4 times as much as Billy's dog. Together they weigh 25 pounds. How much does Billy's dog weigh? Well, the first thing I've asked the kids to do is to identify who we are comparing. And we are comparing Sam's dog to Billy's dog. So we're going to write both of them down using just one letter. You could write Sam's or Billy's. I like to do just S and B. So we know that Sam's dog weighs 4 times as much as Billy's dog. So in a bar model, we're going to represent that 4 times with 4 boxes. Each box contains a certain amount, which will be the same for each of the boxes. Then we say, well, Billy is my base number. So Billy gets 1 box, and Sam is 4 times Billy's. So Sam has 4 boxes. Then we know that together they weigh 25 pounds. So we're going to use a bracket to say that when we look at Sam and Billy's dog, they weigh 25 total pounds. So now here's where a lot of the kids seem to have a little bit of a struggle. So they're going to ask, how much does Billy's dog weigh? Well, looking at the bar model, there's not really much there. But what we have to remember is each of these boxes is a certain amount. I'm going to put that certain amount as the letter N to represent a number I don't know. Then I know that with all of the 2 dogs together, they weigh 25 pounds. So I know it's going to equal 25 pounds. Then I'm going to count up how many boxes there are altogether because I'm counting both dogs together. There are 5 boxes that contain some number. To get my 25, I'm going to multiply the 5 times the number that's in the box that I don't know yet and equal 25. Using our math facts, we can look up and say, what times 5 is 25? Well, 5 times 5 is 25. Then I'm going to take this number and I'm going to add it in each of the boxes because now I know what N equals. After I figure out what N equals, I'm going to look back to my problem and see what the question asks me. The question says, how much does Billy's dog weigh? If I look at my bar graph, Billy only has 1 box, so Billy's dog weighs 5 pounds. Okay. So let's try another problem. The same type of problem we're going to be using a bar model for. This problem says Maddie has 2 times as many stickers on her notebook as Meg. Together they have 15 stickers. How many stickers are on Maddie's notebook? So again, who am I comparing? I have Maddie and Meg. This time I'm going to put an MA and an ME. So I know the difference between the two. Again, I could write it out, Maddie and Meg. So I know that Maddie has 2 times as many as Meg. So Maddie then again gets 2 boxes, and Meg is my base number. She gets 1. I can read from the problem. It says together they have 15 stickers. So when I put both sets together, they're going to equal 15 total stickers. Then again, I'm going to count up, I'm going to put my N's in the box because I don't know yet how many is in each of the boxes. I don't know how many stickers Meg has or how many stickers Maddie has. So I'm going to wait and try to figure it out using my math problem. So I'm going to count up how many boxes there are, and I see there's 3 boxes of some amount that I don't know. And when I put both of those together, they're going to equal 15. So then I'm going to ask myself, what times 3 equals 15? Well, and I could sit here and I could look at it and say, well, 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 times 5 is 15. So 3 times 5, so n equals 5. I'm going to put my 5 in each of the box, and then I'm going to go back to my question. How many stickers are in Maddie's book? Well, here's Maddie. Maddie has 2 boxes of 5. So 2 times 5 tells me Maddie has 10 stickers on her book. One more problem just to kind of give us another helpful hint. So together Tom and Max have 72 football cards. Max has 7 times as many as Tom. So Max has 7 boxes. And Tom is the one that we're going to use to compare. When we put them all together, they have 72 cards. Each of the boxes is going to be represented by an N because we're not sure yet what is inside each of those groups. How many cards does Max have is the final question here. So I'm going to count up how many boxes I have all together. I have 8 boxes of a quantity I don't know, and when I use those all together, it's going to be 72. So I ask myself, what times 8 is 72? Well, if I think back to some tricks that I've learned recently, 9 times 8 is 72. So now I'm going to fill in each of the boxes with a 9. And then I'm going to add up how many Max has because my question asks me how many cards Max has. Well, Max has 7 groups of 9, and 7 groups of 9 is 63. So Max has 63 cards. The final type of bar model that we have talked about is it's basically a subtraction bar model. So this example problem says Mel has 50 beads. Lucky has 13 beads. How many more beads does Mel have? I know that this is a subtraction bar model because it says how many more, and that's a key word to tell me that this is subtraction. So I'm going to write down my 2 people I'm comparing, Mel and Lucky, and I know that Mel has 50 total beads. And then I know that Lucky has 13 beads. So with this type of problem, we want to find out what is the difference between 50 and 13. So using that bar model, I know that I'm going to subtract. And then when I subtract, I get 37 more beads. If you have any questions about this lesson or any other lessons that we've talked about so far, let me know. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Thanks. Have a good night.